Welcome back to the Jam with Brock and Dan. I'm Brock.
I'm Dan.
And we have been gone for a very, very long time. But in
Yes,
the grand
we have.
scheme of things, it's a small little blip in world history. But it's been like a month.
It's been a little over a month, I think.
That's a long time.
But, you know, we took some time off. We'll just get right into it. We took some time off to, I guess...
We had some changes in our lives.
Yeah, we had some changes going on, and there's a lot of different things about me specifically. What about you, Brock? What have you been up to?
Well, it's pretty deep, but I'll get into it, all right?
Okay.
So, over this past little over a month.
He lost his hair.
Yes, my hat is gone, and I'll tell you why. It all started one day I was riding a bicycle, and I don't know, out of nowhere I just started twisting my mustache. I was like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
You know, my little orange caterpillar, it's on my upper lip. Started twisting it, and then I started rolling the cuffs of my pants up. And I started wearing wide rim glasses, and I was like, wait a minute. I'm a hipster. I'm like a decade too late.
You turned into a hipster out of nowhere.
Yeah, dude. I literally had to ride a bike one time. And now I got a curly mustache and wide rim glasses that happen to be sunglasses at this particular moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the big change in my life.
Oh, boy. Which, bringing up
Bicycle?
yeah, cycling. Me and Brock have actually indulged in the world of cycling.
Yeah, we kind of jumped in. We're riding bicycles all the time.
Yeah, we went on a good one on Friday.
Dude,
nice little ride. A lot of changes.
Yeah, I was riding around. I found you guys at the park.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, let's ride. So we rode down the bike trail.
Oh, yeah, it was a fun time, man. Tried out my new gravel bike I bought.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Very cool.
Here's a story about that, all right? So I was like starting to get into riding bicycles. I was like, oh man, I need like a good bike, but I don't want to spend a bunch of money on one. And like Walmart had that Ozark Trail gravel bike, the green one, OD green, looks really cool. And I was, thinking about it, and then Dan brought up riding a bicycle, so I sent him the link to it. I was like, dude, get this one. I was thinking about getting it. Well, long story short, I bought a bike off Marketplace for like $100. That's like some high-end specialized bike. It's called Specialized. But I looked it up. It's like a $1,200 bike, and I got it for $100 and put like a couple $100 into getting it serviced and fixed and shit.
So you're still under the...
Yeah, but I don't know. And then he bought a bike, and then he was like, yeah, I love this bike. And then he was like thinking about the gravel bike, right?
Yeah.
Then I was at Walmart. I was like, hey, do you want it?
Yeah, I was like, pick it up. I'll send you the money right now.
Yeah, he sent me the money, so I delivered it to him, and I rode it around the street, and I was like, I should have just bought this. I would have saved like $100.
Dude, I wish I would have bought that one first. I'm not going to lie. I mean, hate all you want about Walmart bikes, but that bike specifically, a lot of people have rode that bike that are like bike snobs.
Yeah.
And they all have nothing but good things to say about it. And
yeah, dude.
Now I can see why. I'm like, it's built like a $700 bike, but I only paid $250. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, it's a solid bike, dude.
Yeah, like solid.
I wish I would have bought one. We could be Twinkies.
I know, right?
But
there's still time.
Yeah, I mean, because the road bike I bought is like for the road. That's it. Your bike's kind of like an all-around kind of thing.
Yeah, I I don't know about all, like, mountain biking, like, trails with that bike, but,
You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
You could do a backflip on that.
But, like, yeah, catch me out here doing backflips, breaking my bones.
Well, these bikes have, like, the drop handlebars, like the old 10-speed.
Yeah, they're pretty sweet. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, dude, you deck them out just right. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, so we've been getting into cycling and just going out and adventuring and all that stuff. And a big change for me is today, this is a Sunday that we're filming this, but I am 7 weeks alcohol free.
Dude,
7 weeks sober of alcohol.
And that's a milestone, dude.
For me, yes. And Friday was 6 weeks THC free.
Yeah, and that's that kind of blew me away. I was like, dude, yeah, quitting drinking's cool. But like if someone quits something, they'd be like, yeah, but I still smoke weed.
Yeah, well, that's what I tried. I tried to I did it for a week. I just smoked, and like the last few times the last couple times I smoked during that week of my first week without alcohol, it was not fun, and it made me feel completely different than when I used than just 2 days prior. You know what I mean? I don't know. It was the same weed I was smoking. I don't know what happened. My body just kind of started rejecting it, I think. And so I was like, you know what? It's just time. It's time to just live a sober life. And before anybody says anything, if you see this right here, yes,
that is a Michelob,
but it is 0.0% alcohol. Okay.
Yeah.
So don't give me no shit. All right. I'm trying over here, and these are helping with my cravings.
Yeah, dude, because the taste of beer is part of it, I'm sure.
100%, especially after work and doing the podcast is when I used to have beers. You know
yeah,
what
it's
I mean?
crack a couple open, get loose.
Yeah.
And dude, I will tell you this, in a world where, all right, so 50 years ago, man, 50 years ago was 1975. Isn't that crazy?
And look how far we've come, as a society.
Yeah. Dude, back then, I imagine
technology, wow.
Having tattoos, smoking weed, and drinking beer was the edgiest shit you could do in your life. Nowadays, the edgiest thing you could do is not drink, not smoke weed or do any other drugs, and probably be a Christian or something. That's probably the most punk rock thing you can do nowadays.
Oh, 100%.
Because everybody's a fucking degenerate now,
Right.
So if you're an upstanding person, you're an outlier now.
Yeah.
Because there's not a lot of people living their lives,
it's
just, that.
I mean, for me, it's been an eye-opening journey. Like I said, I get cravings for alcohol, but the weed thing, I've said it so many times. I contradicted myself because I told even my wife when we first met, I'm never gonna stop smoking weed because it helps with my mood swings and stuff, But now it's just maybe all the substances were the causes of my mood swings. You know what I mean?
Maybe
I'm so
what
much more leveled out,
Yeah.
It's very strange. And it's bringing up the bicycle journeys that we're doing, I never in a million years thought I'd be this hyped on
riding
a
bike.
I went out for almost 2 miles today, just in the cold, just cause why not? And I enjoyed it.
Yeah, dude.
And before I would look forward to when's the next time I'm gonna get drunk? When's the next time I'm gonna get high? You know what I mean?
Dude, and because me and you before we did this, we were kind of acquaintances. We know each other through skateboarding and stuff like that.
Right.
But we weren't best friends or nothing. We hang out all the time or party together or do whatever. But I remember you always talking about oh yeah, we're gonna go fucking party here or do that or we got drunk, and I'm like, oh, that's cool, man. Because I don't really do that,
Well, me and my wife both were talking about it yesterday actually when we were doing a little shopping. We used to pick restaurants. Okay, so we would pick these restaurants, but we had to make sure that they had a bar or that they served beer. Because it was just something that me and her liked to do. Have a couple beers. We'd even have stop somewhere else after that and have another couple beers. You know what I mean? By then, we've already made plans to go out that night, and we're getting hammered. You know what I mean? So it's oh, great. I just wasted my whole Saturday.
Dude, yeah.
I promise you this. From this experience, I can't talk today. Experience.
Maybe you need some beer. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Totally kidding.
No. It feels like our weekends are much longer, and we get so much more done
because you're present.
Dude, it's weird, man. It's such a weird thing. Never would I have guessed. Because I do stuff around the house, me and her both, and we would just hey, you want to crack open a couple beers while we paint, or you know what I mean? Do something.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, we're back to work.
Dude.
And now it's like, man, I'm kind of ready to go back to work. You know,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, wow, I'm here. Everything is here.
Dude, you're present.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say.
Because like when you're partying, dude, like you're off into outer space.
And you're not thinking about anything.
No.
You're thinking about getting drunk.
Yeah.
Literally getting drunk. Like, oh, you want to do a shot?
Poisoning yourself.
Literally, dude. And I went to the doctor's just a few days ago, and she was like, "Wow, you've quit drinking. That's really impressive. A lot of people have no idea what it actually does to your body, and if they do, they don't care."
Yeah. They're so drunk they don't care that it's killing them.
Well, I mean, even she said like she was she had a lot of older people come in that day, and they're paying for their choices earlier on in life now. And I'm like, whoa, I never, no one ever thinks about that. And she said, to see you here, like telling me this, and you're changing up your diet, you're getting active, you quit the weed and the alcohol. This is like impressive for a guy your age. And I'm like, oh, well, thanks. Thanks. And then I started thinking, I'm like, man, I don't want to be 70 years old, or maybe not even that. Maybe what if I'm in my 50s? Like, that's only 20 years from now. You know what I mean? Like, what if I continued to drink and continued to smoke? Like, where would my body be?
Dude, you could be, 70 and on dialysis or something, like, just because you wanted to party.
Just because I wanted to party for what, a weekend?
Yeah, instead of being on a cruise ship.
Yeah.
You're in the dialysis clinic or something for fucking up your liver or something.
Yeah, dude, it's kind of wild, man. It's just this whole thing has brought so much light to my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. Things like deep down, everybody knows about. Like, oh man, this is bad for me.
Oh yeah.
But like, part of them's like, it ain't gonna happen to me.
Everyone says that. Dude.
Yeah.
I mean, my brother.
That's for other people, not me.
Yeah, my brother. He drank like I did, and he found out he had some health issues, and mainly because of a lot of it had to do with that.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, that was an eye opener too. You know what I mean? To like my own brother was like, yeah, I have to stop drinking for my health, or I will die.
It's like, yeah, because he had the fork in the road, and you just kind of did it without having to be pressured by nothing.
Well, yeah, I mean, except my mind, my mental state was like so screwed up that it just was like, okay, I'm done. In the first week, I will say this. For anyone who has thought about going sober or anything, like I said, I'm new to this. This is all one day at a time type of journey. But for the first week, when I stopped weed and alcohol together, I was severely depressed.
Yeah.
Like severely depressed, dude. I didn't want to do nothing. All I could think about was like, man, this sucks. I'm about to just start drinking again. I'm about to just go downstairs and light up a joint. You know what I mean? Like, my brain was just not right. And then as soon as that week was over, I was good.
It was like you're a whole new person?
Almost. I mean,
or
occasionally.
Back to being your old self.
It kind of feels like I'm like back to my old self before the substances.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And who knows when that started? You know what I mean?
Exactly. I've been trying to figure it out. Like, when did it start? Like, it's kind of cliche, but it's actually true. Like, casual drinking could turn into alcoholism. You know what I mean?
Very easily, dude. And there's like people close to me where like, if like you're just a passerby, you wouldn't realize there's probably a problem. But like, you see things over and over again. You're like, all right, this person clearly has a problem and is unaware of it,
right?
Or internally they're aware of it and they just don't want to admit it.
Right.
It's like, and I have my problems with things too, but like, I don't know, man. It's hard. Like, how do you approach someone like, hey, man, I care about you. You should probably stop doing this.
Well, my wife told me that I had alcoholic tendencies. And so when she said that to me, it was just kind of like real. Like, oh,
Dude, for all you know, you could have caught it so early that it won't impact your life, you know?
I hope not, man.
Because, dude, I didn't think you were that, you weren't like,
I wasn't drunk all the time.
you had beers all the time.
It might, yeah,
but you weren't like hammered drunk all the time.
Yeah, it might sound worse than it actually was, but it's just, to me, okay, like for instance, sometimes, after work is my biggest craving. And that's why I have these. I'll have one and then I'm good. They're 0.0%. I swear. Let's see here.
It says so right there.
Here, let me show.
He didn't open it on camera, so we can't trust him.
Boom. But yeah, so like after work, it's like my biggest craving is I want some beers.
Yeah, dude.
And it got to the point where I would even, like, on the days I didn't have to pick up my son, I would stop at the gas station, get a tall boy, and drink it on the way home.
Dude, yeah.
And that's terrible.
Yeah, that's not good, dude.
You know what I mean?
See, you might not have been.
And I wouldn't get trashed. Like, I wouldn't just be drinking all night, but it was like that initial, like,
it's like you're dependent.
Yeah, like, I need a beer right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I do, yeah.
And for me to realize that I had that mindset was just like, okay, it's time.
Dude, and like part of it is like routine. It's like, look, I can't deviate from my routine.
Yeah.
I got to do things the exact same way every day. And if I don't, I'll be fucked.
Mm-hmm. And that's one of the biggest things that, like, reasons why I was like severely depressed that first week is because my whole routine and my whole thing just switched up. Like, even laying in bed.
Yeah, it's like you're in a different place.
Yeah, like even laying in bed, like before before I would come down here or go outside and smoke. And I'd like my favorite part of the day was being high in bed, watching our shows, laughing my ass off. You know what I mean? But so that first week was very difficult for me to even enjoy laying in bed with my wife watching our show. You know what I mean? Like, this sucks. I'm sober. This sucks.
It's like, I just want to go to bed.
Yeah, like, so I'd just be like,
get to sleep now.
And it was hard for me to sleep too, man.
Yeah, dude, because like alcohol is like a depressant.
And weed
makes you tired. You pass out,
Well, weed makes me stay asleep. So
it keeps you going.
I kept waking up. Like, my mind would just go haywire, and like, oh man, it was bad that first week.
Dude, well, I can tell you this. I'm super proud of you, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
No, when you told me like you were sick or something, you're like, yeah, I haven't smoked weed or anything in like a week. I was like, dude, keep it going. Like, why you already got a leg up,
Right. And so I mean, like, to all of our fans that are listening right now and either watching on YouTube or whatever you're on, that's like one of the main reasons why we took a long break. I had to get myself right, and I needed no distractions in order to do that. So I'm not saying this is a huge distraction. It's just something.
No, dude. No. You needed to focus on what you needed to do. And it was fine because like I had to take care of things,
Right. So
it worked out.
But we're back.
Yeah. And we're not on crack this time.
We are back. We're back in the saddle, baby.
Just like the Aerosmith song.
And dude, I told you this earlier off camera, but I've seen you every day this weekend.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. I saw you Friday when I was riding a bike, found you.
Yeah.
Just happened to find you. And then yesterday I was at Walmart, and I'll be damned. I turned down the fucking aisle, and there's Dan.
But did you realize that we literally ran into each other like 7 more times?
Yeah, dude, throughout the whole store. Yeah. I was like, all right, see you guys later. I go to the bike section, looking at like bike parts or whatever.
Yeah.
And I lift my head up, and there's Dan coming to do the same thing. and then I ran into you again.
Dude, you have literally put me on this whole other like part of myself. Like, you've opened up this like kid in me. Like, oh, okay, I'm definitely into cycling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's fun, and it's like there's nothing bad coming from it.
No, and it's so good for you.
Yeah,
like, just
is.
to get out there and be active.
Yeah, and it's low impact on your joints, unlike like running and stuff.
Yeah.
Running, like, that's terrible for your knees and shit after a while.
And weightlifting does the same thing.
Yeah. It's like one extreme. It's too extreme,
Yeah. Yeah,
I like chilling.
I wanted to do more than 2 miles today, but it was so cold, dude.
Baby steps.
Yeah, I could have went if it wasn't the wind was blowing in my face, and I told you I'm washing my mask, so like my face was just bitter cold. My ears, my plugs were like frozen to my earlobes, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta turn around. I gotta go home.
Yeah, dude. See, what is it, about a couple months ago, I decided to go for a ride. And it was still like, 28 degrees or whatever outside, or 25. So I literally just geared up, put my Army surplus mittens that got the trigger finger on there.
Oh,
that way I could use my trigger shifters.
Yeah.
Dude, it was awesome. I rode forever.
How many
but
miles?
As long as I had, I probably rode like 15, 20 miles or something. Just
in one day?
Just riding around, yeah.
Dang, dude.
Throw on those bone conduction headphones and just throw a podcast or a book on or something.
Mine are coming today, baby.
Yeah, dude. And you can just pedal around and get lost.
I know. That's what I'm excited for. I want to...
Exploring the side streets.
Yeah, I went down a couple this morning that I had never been down, and I'm like, whoa, sketchy.
Dude, I'm probably going to sell my motorcycle, dude. And I'll tell you why. Because it's like motorcycles are cool, but like it's just a car without a windshield. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just a car with two wheels and without a windshield. It's like you're just going down the same roads you go on a car, except for you got wind now.
Yeah.
But like if you ride a bicycle, it's like, dude, you can explore.
100%, man.
It's like, dude, you drive your motorcycle on some dirt trail somewhere. People are going to be like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
You might go to jail.
Yeah. Like cause them like a panic.
Yeah.
Get out of the way.
You go on some trail for on a mountain bike, like maybe someone's backyard. If you go into someone's backyard on a motorcycle, they're going to hear you and see you, and you're going to tear up their yard. But if you're on like a mountain bike or something, nobody will ever know you're there.
Yeah, dude.
And you get to see a part of something that not many people get to see.
That's what I'm excited for me and you to take these trips.
Yeah, we should do some bike packing.
Oh, we're definitely going to bike pack.
And a buddy of mine and ours is going to join us too. I think we got to get his ass out of it.
Actually, it might be 4 of us because my buddy wants to come with us too.
Let's do it, dude.
Cool.
I've always wanted to do obviously I want to do the entire North Coast Inland Trail.
I would love to.
It's like 100 miles. You can do that in like a day. Dude, it sounds crazy, but as long as you stay like consistent.
Well, I want to be able to like go like I want to camp out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
See, you split it up 50 miles, camp, 50 more miles.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I want to do because I want to like take my little stove and
I got
my MREs.
Yep.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, make some bomb ass ramen on the trail. Dude, all right, so I've been thinking about yeah, dude, bomb ass ramen.
Oh, I mean, I didn't even think about that, but I guess you're right.
Dude, yeah.
I'm stoked about those what are they called? Those the bagged
the
like
Mountain House meals.
Mountain House, that's all right. Yeah, that's right. The biscuits and gravy is fire.
Dude, I've never had it. They're way too expensive for me, dude. I can't justify paying $8.
It's 10.
Is it 10 now?
I think it's 10 for the it might be 8. Either way, it's only a $2 difference.
Yeah, when it was like $6 a bag, I was like, man, that's expensive. I'll just pack some ramen.
Yeah, I guess you're right, but ramen's so bad for you. I guess that thing
it's a lot of salt.
Those are sodium packed too.
Yeah, they have to be. I'm sure they are.
Ain't no different, I guess.
I guess the only thing you can do is get one of them egg holders, the yellow ones you find in the camping section.
Yeah.
Just take eggs with you. Make scrambled eggs.
Yeah. That could
That's
work.
It. Nothing else. Maybe some tortillas and a bag of cheese. Egg and cheese roll up.
Yeah, that
on
could
the
work.
hike and bike trail.
That could work, dude. Look, we're just sitting here talking about.
Dude, and another thing you can keep out in the open without refrigerating is hot sauce. So, egg, cheese. All right, and
cheese. How would you keep cheese cool?
Well, I don't know.
Well, technically, no, because you would have to. Never mind.
Get the canned cheese, squirty cheese.
Ugh. Every time
that shit's so gross, dude.
Every time I eat that,
I like it.
I feel my arteries clog.
Yeah, dude, it does not feel good to eat that.
No.
But like, you'll do it.
No, I'm cool with just eggs.
Yeah. But dude, imagine.
Actually, I'm probably cool with just ramen.
Check this out. I found the perfect solution. You ready? Eggs. We can bring eggs, which I guess in a way have to be refrigerated, right?
Yeah.
Then they have pre-cooked packaged bacon that does not need to be refrigerated.
That's disgusting.
It's actually really good. It's just bacon jerky practically. Dude, throw a couple slices on there. You got bacon, egg, and cheese wrap with some hot sauce on the trail.
I'll just spend the money on the Mountain House meals.
All right, you do that. I'll bring bacon, egg, and cheese roll-ups, and then I'll eat them in front of you.
And I'll be like, oh, man, that looks so good.
No, man, your freeze-dried slop looks better. But, dude, yeah, doing that trail would be cool. And then there's like a popular trail called the Ohio to Erie Trail.
Yeah, you sent me that one, dude.
Yeah, dude, you like start with your back tire in the Ohio River in Cincinnati, and then you got to bike 326 miles up to Cleveland and put your front tire in Lake Erie. And it's all
real.
And it's all designated bike path the whole way.
Oh, that's cool then.
Yes, I there might be a couple sections where you're on a road, but like, yeah, most of it's just bike path.
It just like, it freaks me out to ride on the road like that. Like even Friday night when we went downtown, it's just like,
yeah,
I'm just not used to it, you know?
Dude, yeah, I've been doing it so long that I'm like, yeah, come this way, guys. Yeah. You're
I almost hit that lady's car when we went in between them.
Yeah,
I'm like,
on the bridge.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a train coming, and like people are stopped on the bridge. The bike path goes through the where you get onto the bridge, and like this guy parked right in the middle of it, so we had to like weave around it.
Dude, I fell. My left foot fell off my pedal, and hence why I got new pedals.
Yeah.
It slipped off my pedal, and I'm like, oh, I was like inches from her car. I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay, just get back up and act like you know what you're doing.
Yeah. Dude, it's so fun because like it's freedom, you know?
It is, man.
You don't have to worry about getting gas. You just got to worry about getting food.
It's just like, I'm telling you, you've opened up this kid inside me, man.
Dude, I'm just now getting into it. Like I used to ride a bike to work all the time when I lived in town.
Yeah.
Where I worked in town and lived in town. And like I lived on one side of town, worked on the other. It's like 4 miles. And every single day I'd ride my bike to work. And it got to the point where I was like, all right, this route's kind of boring. So I'd go up Thompson Hill. Like
that's a treacherous hill.
I would purposely go to it, dude. And like it sucked the first few times. But like before too long, I was like, oh, cool, Thompson Hill. It takes me like 30 seconds to get up of it. I just got to stay.
Your calves were like
huge. Dude, cast iron. They're made out of fucking granite. But dude, my heart was in the best shape it's ever been when I was riding my bike all the time.
Yeah, that's what I'm excited for. I'm excited to just get out there and like feel better, you know?
Yeah.
And we got me and my wife got some gym memberships, and we plan on going a few days a week. But
ride your bikes to the gym.
Exactly, dude. I want to ride it to work, and then work to the gym.
Yeah.
And then from gym to home.
Yeah, because that way you don't even have to do cardio.
Exactly.
Which
your heart rate's already up.
Yeah, you're already warmed up from riding a bike.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be a fun spring and summer and fall. Yeah. Fall's what I'm excited for. That's my favorite season.
Dude, imagine riding around in fall, seeing all the nice leaves. And stuff.
Dude, you're not covered by a hood of your car.
Yeah, dude. There's this cool place. Like I haven't been there in probably like 8 years or something, and I only stumbled across it. But like outside Norwalk, I think. There's this road called Lover's Lane. Like literally it's called Lover's Lane, and like it goes through like this kind of thing that's in between a hill, and like there's cliffs on both sides, and it's like pretty trees and stuff. I wonder if that'll look cool in the fall
I bet
time.
It will, man.
Let's ride our bikes down to Mohican.
That'll be a trip.
It'll probably take like a day and a half.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, just like if we keep a steady pace, you know.
Well, that's where we're going in May. We're gonna be doing some camping down there, and that's like our favorite spot. So,
dude, I love Mohican. I love the trails.
See, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take our bikes down there.
There's mountain bike trails down there.
Yep, her mountain bike will work. I'm a little nervous about my gravel bike.
If you need to, you can take my mountain bike.
You got one?
Yeah, I have a really nice mountain bike.
No, you got a giant one.
Yeah, it's a giant boulder.
Yeah, boy.
And it just got serviced 2 years ago. But it still rides good. So like they looked it over. Everything runs perfect. It's like I used it for riding to work and stuff like that. And It's good on the road, but like off road, it's just as good, if not better. Like you feel like it's supposed to be off road.
You got suspensions on?
Yeah,
is
it's
it
got
full?
suspended forks in the front.
Oh, just front?
Yeah, that's all you need, dude.
Oh, yeah. I mean, my other bike has front suspension, so I might just take that one if we want to do the mountain bike trails.
Put some more aggressive tires on it.
Yeah.
It's just mine are wider. They're like the 26-inch wider tires.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that'll be fun, dude.
Dude.
And these trips that we're planning are going to be fun. I'm just excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited to not have to worry about like.
Yeah, we got to like set a date to do it.
Yeah, we do.
Because like the North Coast Trail, we could do in a weekend. You know, start on Saturday, stay Saturday night somewhere, and finish on Sunday.
Wait, what'd you say?
The North Coast Inland Trail?
Yeah. But you said start Friday?
No, start like Saturday morning.
Saturday
right?
morning. I thought you said Friday for some
Have someone
reason.
drop us off somewhere.
I heard a noise in the background. I'm like, what was that?
You know, and then we can like bike to wherever we're going to camp.
Oh,
then,
yeah.
Bam.
Finish Sunday?
Yeah.
I'm down for that.
Yeah, dude.
Or we could
have
just.
a big dinner.
Dude, that'd be sick.
You know what's cool? Like I watched this video, right? This guy, him and his dad like biked across the United States on a whim. They're like, yeah, let's do that. And they did. And like he was like talking about it. I was like, dude, you really don't need any preparation to do this. He's like, we were biking for a little while with this old lady who was in like her 60s. And the only previous experience she had riding a bike at all was she rode 10 miles around her town. And now she's biking across the entire United States.
Dude, that's the coolest thing about it. Like you can do your own trips. You don't have to worry about gas. You just have to worry about your route.
Yeah, pretty much.
Your route, make sure you're not.
And it's been done so many times. Everybody's done all the hard work for you. They got the routes for you.
Yeah, dude.
You just got to follow them.
I know. We got that app.
Yeah.
I used that app this morning, and I mapped my own route. Like,
yeah,
cool.
I love that, dude.
Yeah, it's a sweet app.
Dude, I made a cool route that starts at Walsh Park, and it goes literally all around the west side of the county.
Really?
Yeah, like you go through Lindsay.
Is that
Woodville,
the one you sent me?
Gibsonburg, back through Hessville, and like
that's the one you sent me.
Yeah, Ballville, back into Fremont. Dude,
it's like 38 miles.
Yeah, it's like 38.5 something like that.
So you've already done that one?
No, I want to though. Now that I got that bike, you know, I can get that done in no time.
What, your road bike?
I'll be flying, dude.
Yeah, man.
But like, here's the thing about riding a bike. I know we've been harping on this for a long time, but like, dude, we're real into it, and you should be too.
Yeah, it's just so much fun.
Yeah, dude, you've never been more free, and like, especially if you're older, because like, I know people our age, they need to get the hell out of the house and stuff. Everybody's so occupied with work, and like, oh, I go to work and I come home and sleep, and then sometimes I do this, and or I got vices. You know?
Yeah, dude. That's what was holding me back. I feel like those things, my vices, were holding me back so much from enjoying life.
Dude, how many times have you said, no, I can't do that because I'm drunk. I can't drive.
Oh, dude, so many times.
Dude, thinking about it now, you're probably like, what the hell, dude?
Yeah,
like,
dude.
I missed out on shit.
But, well, to be fair, a lot of things that I was invited to had to deal with more partying.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, I'm cool, man. I can't drive. I'm too stoned. Or, like, I've been drinking. I'm not going to drive. You know what I mean? So, whatever to those, but but like getting into this whole thing with you has been like an eye-opening thing. Like I said before, it's making me realize like, wow, I have put so much time and thought into where I'm going. I planned out my nights around alcohol and around, oh well, I wonder if I can smoke there. You know what I mean? Like, if I can't smoke, I don't want to go. Or if I can't have a beer, I don't want to go.
Dude, yeah.
That's terrible. That's terrible to think that,
like,
that way.
What do you even gain from that?
Nothing.
Well, I got really drunk and I felt happy for a little bit. And then I woke up the next morning kind of feeling like shit.
Oh, dude, it's been so nice. I sleep so much better now.
Dude, like, I honestly, like it kind of makes you wonder, like, has this been like a thing for all human history? Like, people just... Like, ever since beer was invented, they're just like, yep, this is my life now. And, like, how did anything get done?
What's weird? Well, no, I agree with you.
Or
100%.
the old Jim Leahy. You know who Jim Leahy is?
Yeah, from Trailer Park Boys, yeah.
He's like, I'm sober enough to know what I'm doing and drunk enough to enjoy doing it. And, dude, you see how his life turned out.
What's wild?
Trailer Park Supervisor.
And I will say this on air. What's wild about all of this is... I am no longer into a bunch of. Okay, before I say this, I should say as much. I'm not into the conspiracies as much as I was when I was smoking every night. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because your mind's wandering.
Yeah, you start to think and like one rabbit hole after the next. And like, so all of our episodes were pretty much going down that route.
Yeah, we're just like spitballing.
Yeah. And
it's like, I heard this once.
Yeah, like, and granted, they were fun, but it was just like, okay, now that I'm sober, it's just, I don't really care to, not that much anymore.
See, and you'd think it'd be the other way around. You'd think like the powers that be would want you inebriated so you didn't look at them with a microscope.
And even being on social media, you start to, you know what I'm about to say.
Go ahead.
You start to realize that you are the one being manipulated.
Yeah.
And you are the one that's doom scrolling for no reason at all.
Yeah.
Like, there's a difference, but going on Amazon, shopping and stuff like that. But if you're just on Instagram, wasting your time scrolling, it's just not healthy.
Yeah.
And I got myself into this, like, especially when I was stoned, I got into these periods of like time where I was just wasting, just scrolling. The next, like, oh, I wonder where the next the UFO videos are, blah, blah, blah. And now that I'm not into any of that right now, it's like I'm sober and I would rather look up bike stuff.
Yeah.
Or I would rather look up hiking gear for me and my wife, more camping gear. Like
hiking and biking together.
Yeah, dude. Like more things for us to do instead of just worrying about, oh, cool, you were at a restaurant having a margarita. Like I don't care about your
vain.
life.
It's like
I don't care that much about your life.
And like we've been led to believe that we should care about other people's lives.
And like we have to share everything about our lives,
dude. Yeah, and I've always like never really done that until we like the most like public I've been is probably when I started doing the It's Not That Funny podcast, which that was kind of me breaking out of my shell and like putting myself out there. And then when we started doing this, other than that, I was kind of a private person. Like I'd post pictures here and there, but it usually had some kind of comedic edge to it.
Right.
It wasn't like, look at my life.
Yeah, and that's like the weirdest thing about it, man. It's like, do you really want our goal has become to like
impress others,
get this the satisfying feeling of people hitting a like button.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I've got 17 likes. I can't wait till I'm up in the 50s, and then it gets more and more and more addictive.
Yep.
Like, I honestly, I don't envy these big stars and these big social media stars and influencers at all. I used to. Like, when I was getting drunk and, like, high and stuff, I'd be trying to come up with all these different, like, plans in my head to be, like, I need to do this. I need to do this, blah, 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 blah. Like, because of what I seen on social media.
Yeah. Like, oh, I got to do what the crowd's doing. Yeah.
And I caught myself thinking that way, and I'm like, dude, this is not okay.
Yeah.
And especially now in my mentality nowadays, it's like I could care less, dude.
It's so crazy. Like social media really captured everybody's mind, especially in our generation. It started with people in ours.
Yeah.
And then, you got the grandpas and grandma boomers, Gen Xers. They're on there too, and like Facebook is the end all be all for them. They don't know about Instagram or anything like that.
Yeah,
which is funny to see. But like, if you think about it, our opinions are shaped by social media. Like that's it.
Our thoughts, our opinions.
Yeah. When's the last time you had an original thought? Before, recently probably. It's always based on what somebody else said.
Yeah, dude, you're right.
And one thing that kind of helped me because like, I was the same way and I still am to some extent, but like the chat AI stuff, dude,
I don't use that stuff at all.
I could go for hours just having conversations with it. Cause like, it knows all the information I want to know cause it's got the whole internet at its disposal. So like if I can ask a question, it can answer it pretty quick.
Yeah.
And it's really like, almost like a mind exercise for me. Because like it teaches me how to like ask coherent questions, that get to the point, and like, here's what I want to know, and that's how I want to know it.
And I'm not saying social media and stuff, and like, what you just said about the AI. I'm not saying it's like,
that's just a random thing I threw in there. It's a fun thing I do sometimes.
Yeah, but I'm not saying it's like
I've learned some crazy shit. So
terrible for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there are good things that come out of social media. Like if you have a business, that's how you promote. If you have a band, that's how you promote.
Yeah.
If you have a podcast, that's how you promote. But I'm talking about those nights where
you're seeing everybody's pictures of people you went to high school with or what they're doing now.
Yeah, and
my life isn't like that.
Exactly. That right there.
Yeah.
And
envy.
It's right, dude. It's envy.
Yeah, but nobody. And
I was taking time away from my son and my wife. Like it wasn't healthy. It wasn't healthy for me. So I said, I'm done. I'm done with the doom scrolling. I'm done with alcohol. I'm done with weed. I'm done. I have to be, in order to save my life and to be there for my wife and kid.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it was just a lot of big changes, guys. A lot of big changes.
Yeah, dude.
It's kind of, even talking about it is like another like eye-opening thing. Like, wow, I never thought I'd be here on a podcast with you talking about being sober and getting into all these adventures. I mean, I even bought a damn drum set.
Yeah, dude, which I haven't seen yet. So after this, your wife's not home, so we're gonna beat on it for a second.
Yeah, dude. But like, I feel like myself again.
Yeah, dude, and that makes me so happy. Like, that's awesome. And like, nothing brings me more joy than, especially people that I love and care about, when they overcome whatever obstacle in their life is, It's
so wild, man.
Dude, like,
it's wild.
Like, I get a rush from it. I'm like, yes. Like, everybody loves when someone triumphs,
Right.
And there's a couple people in my life where, like, I know they have it in them. I know they have it in them.
Yeah.
It's just like, what's the push they need?
Yeah.
Like, for me, if I wanted to, like, overcome something, which I know it's kind of trivial, but, like, I used to smoke cigarettes, right?
Yeah.
For me, it's like a health risk. Like, if a doctor tells me you're going to fucking die, or, hey, you should stop doing that because it's doing this to you. Like, that's the convincing I need.
Right.
Like, I had bronchitis real bad. Like, me and our buddy Rhino, he had a jiu-jitsu tournament it was down in Pickerington, which is the weirdest fucking town.
Oh, I've been there. Yeah.
Yeah, but he was at a jiu-jitsu tournament down there. But, like, the whole way down, I was like, just short of breath, taking my inhaler. I had childhood asthma and shit like that.
Yeah, then why were you smoking with
asthma?
Yeah,
exactly. But, like, I'm going down there. I'm having a good time. He's doing his tournament. I'm like, and, like, I was taking it, like, literally 100 times, dude. And, like, I had to go with Ryan because, I had to support my friend. And we go down there.
Right.
And, like, the only thing I remember from that trip is not being able to breathe. And they had a cardboard cutout of Ronda Rousey before she was, like, super huge in UFC.
Yeah.
She was kind of like a mid-level person at that point, and they had a cardboard cutout. So I went up and did the shocker to it and took a picture. And I couldn't breathe. And, like, the whole way home, dude, I'm like, and like, Ryan's like, that's kind of weird,
Yeah.
And
that's one thing I haven't stopped yet is these nicotine pouches.
Yeah, dude.
That's a big one.
I'll tell you about my experience with them.
What, the Zens when you were zenning?
Dude, I was on them heavy. But here, just to wrap up that story I was telling you, I was laying down in bed and I was like, you know what, I'm going to the hospital. And I did, and the doctor's like, yeah, you got really bad bronchitis.
Oh, because you couldn't breathe and stuff?
Yeah.
Dang, dude.
Yeah, and they're like, do you smoke cigarettes? I was like, yeah. They're like, stop. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And dude, I did, and like, I felt awesome after that.
Yeah, dude, I feel better than that I don't vape or shoot.
Yeah.
Even smoking weed was, a lot of people say smoking weed's healthier than cigarettes, which I agree with.
And but
on the
molecular
ingredient level, of like what but also
it's smoke still.
It's smoke, and I promise you this: I have my lungs. I can breathe now,
dude.
Like
crazy.
It's wild. Like, I feel so much better. I'm not waking up every morning coughing up a bunch of shit. You know what I mean? I'm not out here, like, I can play soccer with my son. and not be like extremely out of breath. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so much better.
Dude, and riding a bike's going to help with that too.
Oh yeah, dude. I felt great this morning. I almost did 2 miles, but like I said, I was so cold. But I felt
Dude, I
great.
can't wait to see where you're at in like a couple months from now. You're going to be like 2 miles, dude. Like,
oh, it wasn't nothing. I could have went longer.
No,
I was
I
just
know.
freezing.
But dude, like that's a big deal, you know?
Oh yeah.
But like, dude, you're going to be like, dude, it's not a big deal unless I do 40 miles, you know?
Yeah,
it's just going to keep going up.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for that.
I was kind of going down this path. I might as well just finish it. But yeah, I quit smoking cigarettes because the doctor told me to. Fast forward like 5 years after quitting smoking cigarettes, my buddy lets me hit his vape. And I was like, dude, I like this. Let's go to cheap tobacco right now.
Yep.
So I went and got one. I was on that until September of 2022 when I got in a car accident.
Yeah.
One of my broken ribs poked a hole in my lung. And dude, it was right back to can't breathe again because you got a fucking hole in your lung.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're like, it was traumatic. Like, dude, all the injuries and everything. The thing that scared me the most is I couldn't breathe. Like,
that's scary, dude.
Yeah, dude, having childhood asthma, that, you know, it's traumatizing. You know, I had asthma attacks as kids and hospitalized and stuff.
Right.
Like, dude, imagine someone just cutting off your air.
That's one thing, real quick. That's one thing that happened to me. One of the last times, I think the last day that I smoked weed was I couldn't breathe. Like, it was hard for me to catch my breath, and I felt like my heart was going to literally explode out of my chest. I didn't feel right. And my wife was like, babe, you look like really pale. I felt like I was just going to pass out, like out of nowhere. And it was so scary, the feeling of not being able to breathe, that I'm like, no, I'm done.
Dude.
I got to be done. You know what I mean?
You realize how essential that is to your existence.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
It's so wild. Because I smoked cigarettes for a long time.
Gambling with it, rolling, you know,
I smoked,
Russian roulette. Yeah.
Right. I smoked cigarettes for a long time. I vaped for a few years. Then I quit vaping and just started smoking cigarettes. And actually, there was started smoking weed. There was a point where I would literally hit my weed pen and then hit my vape. And I'd just do that all night long.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow. The damage my lungs have probably is just no good.
Dude, yeah, for real.
So anyways, go on. Sorry.
But yeah, that after that, I was like, yep. You know, I was in the hospital for over a week. So like, it was easy. I was like, hey, I got this leg up. I'm not smoking vape anymore. Fast forward a couple years, I'm like, dude, I want to try a nicotine pouch. So I did. You know, I'd already been nicotine free for, you know, however long.
Yeah.
So
I remember this.
Yeah, dude. And I was on them heavy, dude. And like me and my girlfriend Kayla, we went to see A Perfect Circle and Primus.
Right. I remember that.
Dude, and on the way back, I'm driving down 75. We're coming from Clarkston. You know, DTE, or it's called Pine Knob again now, but we're at the 8 Mile exit in Detroit.
Yep.
And dude, I just had tunnel vision, dude. And like everything around, I was like, and I was like, oh, I got off the exit to some fucking chicken shack or some shit on 8 Mile Road.
Yeah.
I was like, you have to drive. I almost passed out. And dude, the whole way home, I'm like, am I going to lose consciousness? Like, dude, it's crazy. So.
Dude, were you like dizzy?
It's weird, dude. It's like all the blood flow went from my brain. Like it's gone. Like, you know, and I didn't know what it was, dude. And I still kept, I was like, yeah, maybe I should go down to 3s, you know.
How many were you doing?
Dude, I was up to 6 milligrams and I was doing them like
2 at a time.
No, I never did that.
Oh, okay.
But dude, I can't believe people do that. It's crazy.
Yeah, but, sometimes I'll do 2 at a time, but it's not all the time.
Yeah, the double decker or whatever the hell they call it.
Yeah, I only do 4 milligrams, but
dude,
sometimes I feel that way. Not extreme like that, but sometimes it makes me feel like kind of dizzy and lightheaded. I mean, it's a nicotine rush.
Yeah. That was the scariest, thing. That was one of the scariest things I experienced since my car accident, a few years prior. So I still did them after that, but like, dude, I'd be at work or something. It was all like, I'll be walking and every, few steps I hear, whoop,
Seriously?
Yeah, dude. I was like, what the hell is going on?
Just wasn't, your body was like rejecting it or something.
Dude, I went to the doctor. That's the first reason I went to a doctor in like 15 years.
Yeah.
Like on like a family doctor. I go there and like they're like, you know, we don't really know what it is. I told them about everything. I was like, look, here's the things I do.
Yeah.
They're like, well, it kind of sounds like a panic attack. Try this. I was like, okay. So it was back when Rhinos was open. I was volunteering, and it was like early spring. Yeah, it was like April, May.
Yeah.
It was early spring, and I'm sitting there. I'm literally opening it up, and like I've been feeling the whoops for like weeks now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm about to put one in my mouth, and I get a text message from my girlfriend, and she sends me an article. And this article is like, hey, you know, Zyn use is linked to, you know, people passing out while they're driving and stuff like that. I was like, what? So I literally, before I put it right back in the tin, I went in the bathroom and put them in the toilet, flushed it, never looked back. Dude, all that shit went away.
Wow.
Yeah, dude,
See, that
crazy.
scares me, man. Like,
dude,
because I've watched videos on doctors like, you know, doing tests on the pouches.
Yeah.
There's nothing else, like nothing technically bad for you. It's just nicotine.
Yeah.
It's just like chewing nicotine gum.
But the crazy thing is,
and nicotine
it's
actually
a
has
stimulant. Yeah.
Yeah, but
maybe I was getting too stimulated.
exactly.
You know?
That's what I'm thinking, because nicotine actually isn't. I don't know this for a fact, but I don't think nicotine alone can kill you. Maybe if you overdose on it, but
yeah,
like,
yeah, you definitely can.
yeah, but like, I don't know. It's
In
just
moderation, it's probably okay.
it actually stimulates your brain, makes you focus, and like they've done a lot of research on it.
But the bad thing is tolerance. Your tolerance goes, you know, up, so you get more, get more. And before you know it, you're doing 125 milligram pouches or something. I don't think those exist. But.
Dude, my buddy David, he was here from Nashville a couple weeks ago, and he said he was up to like 16 milligrams.
Holy shit, dude!
Like he would just be like putting a bunch of pouches in his mouth.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm like, what?
Dude, that kind of makes me think, do I have some kind of underlying condition? If there's any doctors watching this show, I just explained what happened, but like maybe like my heart isn't set up for that.
I mean, dude, everyone's different.
Well, in all honesty, like before that, I didn't do any physical activity or nothing. Like literally after my car accident, I was just like, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't want to hurt myself.
Right.
But dude, that woke me up. I threw them in the trash. Never did it again.
Dude, I've thought about that so many times. Just throwing them away. It
was over a year ago now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just this like one thing that I have left.
Yeah,
you know,
the one
like,
little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's got a hold of me.
Dude, when it's time, it's time. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's
you'll know when.
It's been on my mind for a few months now, and it's just I've even went down to 2 milligrams.
Yeah.
And
dude,
I find myself double dipping, making 4 milligrams what I'm used to.
That's why I'm a cold turkey, all or nothing guy, dude. If I don't stop right then and there, I ain't gonna stop at all.
Yeah, I mean,
there's no weaning off of shit for me. You know?
I'm very early on in my no alcohol journey,
dude, and I'm proud of you, dude.
And so these are the next thing that's gonna go, because I'm not gonna have these be another like crutch that I fall back on. You know what I mean? Right now, I told myself and I told my wife, I'm like, right now they're helping me. They're helping me get by. Like I'll have this one and then I'm good. You know what I mean? But like one day soon, these are gonna be no longer.
Yeah. If you can switch that out for water, you'll be unstoppable, dude.
Well, I drink a gallon of water a day.
Yeah, I know. Dude, I got up and peed like 4 times last night because I drank so much water yesterday.
Dude, that's good.
Yeah, that's not good because I didn't get consistent sleep.
Speaking of pee, have you ever had your pee smell weird?
Yeah.
Dude, today?
Yeah, tell me about it.
So we have a bathroom right next to
our
set.
New studio, by the way, if you hadn't noticed.
It's not finished yet.
Yeah, we got a couple pieces coming. It's going to tie it all together. We just wanted to get something out there because
it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been too long.
But yeah, we have a bathroom right here, and I was taking a piss and I'm like, huh. Brock's like, what? I said, my pee kind of smells like Honey Nut Cheerios in a way. It was so weird. I'm like,
I was like, dude, that reminds me of like, then I was like, oh, wait, I'll save it.
Yeah.
But, so sometimes I drink coffee.
Yeah.
Like I switch. I go from like energy drinks to coffee, which is
Dude,
another vice.
I was about to say maybe that's what. What if the caffeine and nicotine?
Yeah.
Were you drinking an energy drink?
Oh yeah.
Because I seen your cart yesterday at Walmart. You had a big old thing of C4s.
Yeah, dude, it was on sale.
Dude, I stopped those, man. I gotta. No,
Dude.
Those are so terrible for you.
But like,
I only drink 1 cup of coffee a day. That's it.
see,
No other caffeine.
I'll do that sometimes, and then I'll get headaches from not having enough caffeine.
Fight it. You're a cold turkey guy.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, dude.
Dude,
I do it sometimes. Like when I first started only doing 1 cup a day, I had the worst headaches. I would just drink more water, and eventually they went away. You know what I mean?
dude, yeah, I need to do that because caffeine is one of those sleeper things that everybody's addicted to, but they just don't realize it.
Yep. I drink 1 cup of coffee, maybe not even a full cup a day. Like right when I wake up, right before work, and then I'm done with caffeine the rest of the day.
Dude,
Trust me, you get tired, especially at our type of jobs. You get sleepy.
Yeah.
But you just got to fight it.
Dude. But yeah, one of my favorite things is if I had a cup of coffee in the morning, when I get to work, I always pee before I go, put my stuff down or whatever. I'll run to the bathroom real quick. I'm always like, oh, there's that coffee smell. Dude, I don't know why. I'm like, yep, that's how I know I had coffee.
Yeah.
It's like, it couldn't be like I remember drinking it. It's like, no, I can smell the coffee brewing. It went through my fucking espresso machine,
Yeah.
Dude, you could probably get pretty wired off of drinking that. Someone got a golden shower.
Ew, dude.
Yeah, it's gross.
Anyways. Well, man, this has been a really it's been a good episode. Our first one back in a while.
Yeah. We're feeling good, we're fresh.
Yeah, we're healthier than we were.
We're creeping up on episode 50 here soon, few weeks.
Seriously?
I don't know. Probably like 6 or 7 weeks. I don't know.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I don't know if we hit 40 yet, did we?
I don't think so.
Maybe this is 40. I don't know.
We've had a lot. I mean, I feel like when we first started this,
we're on fire.
We were on fire. We were like, I mean, we had momentum.
Yeah.
Like, we were doing stuff, just knocking it out, right?
Yeah.
Getting all these guests.
Dude.
And then life just kept hitting us and hitting us and hitting us to all these different changes that were happening. Like Dalton hasn't been with us in a long time because he got so busy with.
Yeah, which is good.
It's huge for him. He's doing major things, and props to Dalton. But like he couldn't come around no more. We kept getting guests that like couldn't make it, and then or like we didn't have a spot for them.
Yeah, our studio change up is kind of weird.
3 different times.
Yeah,
4. This is our 4th studio.
Dude, that's fine.
I know, but it's just
what I realize is like the people listening or watching, they don't give a shit where we are. They like us, Hopefully they like us.
I mean, yeah, I get it, but it's just like, dude, every time we try to, that momentum stopped,
dude,
and then all these different life situations happened off camera.
Yeah.
That were screwing up everything.
But dude, you know what? It's like we had an idea of what it was when we first started. But in the back of my mind, I was like, I know it's going to evolve into something that's us. You know what I mean?
Right.
And like, we're just evolving. That's all.
Right.
Maybe it's not what we thought it would be, but it's what it should be. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, that's a good way to.
Just got to let it do its thing. And like, I feel like we're doing a good job.
I think we are too, especially
like I like talking.
Oh, me too,
dude. I'll talk.
And we talk every day.
Yeah.
So
he's the only person I know that I can text at 4 a.m. and he'll be up.
Yep, I wake up at 3:30 every day.
Dude, same 3:30 or 4.
Yep.
If I wake up at 4, I'm like, damn, I can only have 1 cup of coffee.
See, I only drink, dude. I'm telling you,
sip on it. Yeah.
Okay, so I don't drink hot coffee. I drink iced coffee.
Yeah. That's a different ball game.
I got a bunch of I have this like almond milk creamer that's vanilla. So
Dude.
good. And low sugar, so it's like I like the low sugar stuff. I don't like to
I like my zero sugar non-dairy creamer French vanilla powder.
Oh yeah, that stuff's good too.
I don't use sugar. I just pour like a heap and helping of that in there.
Oh, see, I don't even use a whole lot. I'll just do like that's it. Then I'll pour my iced coffee, my cold coffee I keep in the fridge in there. I do use the cold foam.
Oh.
That stuff is so good.
Is it?
packed with sugar and stuff.
Yeah.
But like it, you know,
that always reminds me of. You remember like
I shouldn't do it, but it's just it makes it, when I mix it all in, it's like, oh
yeah.
There's that drink.
That reminds me of there used to be that documentary about Steve-O when he was like addicted to nitrous oxide.
Oh yeah,
you remember?
Yeah,
and like he goes into like a Starbucks and they're like, "Would you like whipped cream with that?" And he's like, "No, thanks. I'm addicted to nitrous oxide."
Yeah.
It's like he was using it for other reasons.
Oh yeah, 100%,
dude.
But yeah, man. Yeah, this has been a good one.
Yeah,
we'll
dude. I'm happy to be back. Hopefully, everybody that's listening, that's been waiting.
Yeah, hopefully you're still listening.
It's it still blows my mind that people actually listen to us yap.
Yeah, it's wild. I was at Kroger. I was leaving Kroger one day, and some random dude was like, "It's Dan from the gym with Brock and Dan." I'm like, "What's up?"
Yeah, that's so cool though. Yeah,
it was kind of like a surreal thing. I'm like, "Oh, we haven't even done anything in a while."
But one thing I wanted to bring up is I wish I would get a hold of him more often, and I'm sorry for not doing that. But the guy we're acquainted with, his name is Nick Mullins.
Oh yeah,
I talked to him a couple weeks ago. Like through text message. I gotta call him, but like, you talked about your struggles with stuff like too. He's had his struggles with stuff, and mine and his are a little similar.
Yeah.
So like, I want to bring him on, and maybe that'll help us both hash it out.
Yeah, 100%. I would love him.
We got our problems, Oh, but yeah, it'd be cool. I think that'd be a good way for me to open up about shit going on with me. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that'd be cool. Hopefully, I'll get a hold of you. I don't know if he listens or not.
Yeah, definitely get him on here, man.
That would be awesome. I think that's the one I've been waiting for, He's a cool guy, very cool guy.
Yeah, and he's gone far in skateboarding. So.
Yeah, dude. He's better than everybody I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And he can't see.
Yeah, he's blind. If anyone doesn't know who Nick Mullins is he is a blind skateboarder, and he wasn't born blind, but he became blind.
Yeah.
Oh, my wife's home.
Hey, I think that's our cue. But dude, yeah, he's very cool. I'm going to get a hold of him and try to get him here as soon as possible. So that'd be cool.
For sure. All right. Well, I guess thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for being patient with us.
Yes.
And waiting around for us to drop another episode, and we will keep them coming as much as we can. Life happens.
It's been the jam with Brock and Dan. Auf Wiedersehen.
And there we go.